Thank you, everyone, for joining today's press conference previewing the Army-Navy game presented by USAA, which will kick off on Saturday at 3 o'clock on CBS.
What do you like best about this week of practice over the years and this week leading up to this game?
It's Army Week. You know, it's Army Week. It's a little different this year. Obviously, we just got 1 week, but it's Army Week. Our guys know what time it is. You don't need a bunch of rah-rah speeches. You know what I mean? I mean, they know what time it is.
I know it's been a disappointing season for you, but beating Army, would that make up for all the disappointment and frustration this year?
Most definitely. I mean, it's everything. It always has been. You know, I was telling the team, in 2016, we beat Houston, which is ranked, number 5 or 6 in the country. I can't really remember where they were.
6.
6. We won our side of the conference. We won the West. But it was our first loss to Army in 14 years. Nobody remembers that. Nobody remembers that you beat the 6th ranked team in the country, or we won 9 games that year. We just remember losing our first time to Army in over a decade. So this game's everything.
From your perspective, Coach, what is it about this game that makes it so special? There's very few rivalries, I think, that touch all of America. Because and I always say this, somebody knows somebody in their family that either served in the Army, Navy, or Marine Corps, or in the armed services, whether it's friends, family. There are a lot of great rivalries in our country, but they're all regional. You know what I mean? When as big as Ohio State and Army and Ohio State and Michigan is, people in Los Angeles don't care about that. You know what I mean? And the same thing with Oklahoma and Texas. The people in Maryland don't care about that. But I think the thing that separates this, and again, you can go through, and again, nothing to take away from all of those great rivalry games, but they're all regional. It's the people that live in that area. It's their whole world. But I think the one cool thing about this game is, in all 50 states, we all know somebody that serves or has served in the Army or Navy or Marine Corps. And so it's a game that really touches all of America. And for the first time since World War II, Coach, the game will be played at a home site. Wondering, would you like to see that maybe get added to the mix of maybe having the game held in Annapolis in a rotation and also at West Point? Was that something that maybe down the road that it could get in the rotation, each kind of service academy host the game one time?
Well, I don't know if it needs to get in rotation, but we need you normally have, when you make deals, man, you got a home and away. So we need a favor paid back to us. So I'm okay with playing it. I'm excited to go up there. Never been there, been here 23 years. I know our team is excited to go there, but I don't know, Scott, if they make it a rotating deal, that, I'll leave that to the ADs and the superintendents, but we need a home game from this.
Thank you, Coach.
Coach, it was announced earlier today that Captain Billy Honegger is going to be wearing the number 68 in honor of David Forney. What does this moment mean to you and for Billy to wear this number?
Well, it brings up something else. Obviously we had we started off our year rough. We had our, a monumental year last year in our season, probably the greatest year in our football program's history since I've been here. And then, we lose, one of our dear brothers at the beginning of the year. That was hard.
Yeah.
And so, then we may make light of that, but, we've had the pandemic and other things, but our year for our team started off tough. It started off tough with losing, Dave. And so, the Forney family are wonderful people, and I know Billy's close to them and got permission from their family. And, and I'm really excited. I'm excited. Obviously if the family didn't want that, we would never do that. And kind of Billy, did that on his own, but he has a great relationship with them. A lot of our linemen are great friends with the Forney family because a lot of them would go there on weekends, and, they love the Forney family. So I think that's really, really cool for our team that, Billy, one of our captains, can honor David Forney, one of the great linemen, to come through the Naval Academy.
Hey, Ken. Of course,
Great.
I'm going to ask about the quarterback position. When you went back and looked at the tape, what stood out about Xavier, what you like, what you didn't like, and is the plan for him to be the guy moving forward, or are we in an open up situation again?
Well, I thought, for a freshman, I thought he did some good things, trying to, we got to get our option game going. We've been stagnant on that. And I thought he brought an element to that helped us. He missed some checks and missed some reads, but he's a freshman. And like I said, the beginning part of when we were in camp, and I use the story again, it's amazing to me he's playing because during camp he was watching practice from the bleachers. And the freshmen couldn't practice with us during the summer. So he missed a whole month of practice when he could have been out there. And I mean, he's, like I said, sitting in the stands watching practice. And to see that he's playing now in December is quite amazing. But I thought he did some good things. I think we're still talking about, we're probably leaning towards him, but we've been doing more game planning now than anything. Because this, I shouldn't say it's a short week. It's a normal week, but we normally have 2 to 3 weeks to get ready for this game, where we got 1 week where they've had 2 to 3 weeks to get ready themselves. So we're trying to expedite some of the stuff, but we're leaning towards him right now. But most of our conversation so far, Kareem, has been schematic, game planning. We haven't gotten to our personnel as much yet.
You've been at Navy for 23 years. Emotions heading into this game, kind of when you step on the field, what are those emotions and how have they changed since you were a running backs coach and now a head coach?
It's the same. My first game in 1995 at Veterans Stadium, I mean, there's a chill that goes to you that it's unlike any other game. And over the years, like I said, I've been fortunate to play at a lot of places, in South Bend, at the Horseshoe. I mean, South Carolina. We played at a lot of great venues over the years, and they're all great places. But there's nothing like the Army-Navy game. And I'm interested to see what it's going to be like there at West Point. Again, never been there before. But it's almost, I don't know if, kind of the Gladiator movie where, they're in there and it's kind of quiet. And then you come out and there's just this roar. That's what it's like, both not only audibly, but just there's a rush. And it's the craziest thing because you're in the locker room and it's quiet and it's a little bit serene in there. And then you step outside and there's just rush and it's different. I always chuckle because obviously it won't be for this game, but you always have to limit sideline passes because everybody wants sideline passes. And we always, in years past, go through it. And we try to minimize it because every time we come, there's 9 million people on the sideline. But I stopped doing that because, I don't know, maybe 6 years ago, I thought I had a grasp of who's on the sideline. And then you get to the sideline, there's like 400 people on the sideline. I go, who are all these people? You know what I mean? So obviously there are more people than me giving sideline passes. Like, you know what, I give up on that. But there are unique things that happen there on those games. From presidents walking on the sideline and presidents walking through your 7-on-7 passing drills. You know what I mean? And with Secret Service guys, and you don't know whether to yell at the president and get off the field, or going to get hit by a curl route, or yell at him and take a chance that when the Secret Service guys will take you down. But it's just some funny things. Just like I said, just those are the things that they're just unique. I don't know any of the flyover or any of the pregame stuff because I'm never out there. People always ask me that, but I've never seen one. I've been in the locker room, so. But it's different, and this one will be interesting. Like I said, because it's just their core cadets and our brigade and midshipmen at the game. I think that's going to be pretty cool.
And even when Navy's had some of the best offenses in program history, it's been hard to move the ball on Army. It's every inch of turf is earned in this game. Can you talk about that challenge in a year in which you've struggled and are out of sync offensively? Now you have to try to find a way to move the ball against a team that plays the option so well.
And the game is going to be super short. So we beat them 31-7 last year. We had 57 plays. mean, that's how crazy these games are. They go very, very quickly. They're going to run the ball. We're going to run the ball. That's why, there's 19 million commercials because, it's like, wait a minute, the game can't go that fast. You know what I mean? It's just, you slow it down a little bit. So, yeah, it's tough to run the ball against them Wags because they know what we do. We know what they do. And it's even a shorter game because of, the possessions and because of running clock. And so the things that we try to do to other people, they're going to do to us. So when you got two teams trying to shorten possessions, the game, the playing itself is pretty quick. But it's always tough running the ball against some Wags, and we recognize that.
What does it mean to you to be able to play in a game that means so many things to so many people?
It's definitely a blessing and a privilege, I would say. You grow up and you see the biggest college football rivalries with Army, Navy, Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Auburn. So to have opportunity to be a part of a game like this that goes so much beyond football, it's truly an honor. And I'm looking forward to getting out there and competing.
From a player's perspective, what exactly is it about this game, Army-Navy game, that's just so special? What is it in particular?
I would say just because you're playing for something that's much bigger than yourself and that's bigger than football. You think about just the traditions that goes behind this game, the magnitude that goes behind this game, the respect that the schools have for each other. And, I mean, you're ultimately representing the country on the field playing a game that you love, and it doesn't really get much better than that. And you know that all eyes will be on you. So just being able to be a part of that special tradition, everybody always knows who won the Army-Navy game every year, no matter what. When I go back home, that's the only game people talk about. They don't really know about every other game on the schedule, but they know about the Army-Navy game. Family members call me, text me, former players, former coaches. So it's just exciting to be a part of a game of this magnitude for sure.
And Cam, for the first time since World War II, this game will be held at a home site. You have to travel to West Point, but obviously adds another element to this game this year. And as a player, does it energize you, excite you even more that it's just another challenge and you have to go up there and beat them at their place?
Yeah, at first I was a little disappointed. I didn't want to go up there too much. I haven't never been up there. But then I thought about the opportunity that we have in front of us as a team to travel up to West Point for the first time since World War II and to beat them on their home field in their own stadium. I mean, it doesn't really get better than that. So that's kind of the approach we're taking now, just getting an opportunity to beat them on their home field.
We touched on going to West Point already, but in the crowd, it's going to be the Corps Cadets and the Brigade of Midshipmen. What's this moment going to be like to be in a stadium with that type of crowd?
I mean, I'm excited. The cadets, they always bring the energy. I know the midshipmen are going to bring the energy. Getting to play in front of your classmates is always a good time. And getting to play in front of your rivalry classmates is also a good time. And as much as we're clashing on the field, I know they're going to be clashing in the stands. So it just kind of reminds me of like an old high school rivalry with the two student sections going back and forth during the game. So I'm very excited to play in that environment, no matter where it is. And I know it's going to be electrifying. From start to finish. That's what I love most about the Army-Navy game. It's allowed in the first quarter, second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. It's the same energy throughout, so I'm excited to play in front of that.
All season, the team's been preaching a 1-0 mentality. That speaks true for this final game. What does it mean to come away with a victory against Army in a season like this season?
It's everything. Simply put, it's everything. We know what's on the stake this weekend. We know what's on the line this weekend. And beating Army heals all pain that you've experienced this whole season. All the adversity that you've been through, all the struggles that you've been through because of this COVID pandemic, beating Army heals all of that, and it makes all of it worth it. So winning this game on Saturday is everything for us as a program.
As a senior, this being your last football game, how much thought have you put into that and what it means to take the field for the last time with Navy?
Yeah, it's definitely crazy. I've been playing football since I was 4, so I try not to think about it because I really don't want to get too emotional too early. Just try to live in the moment for the most part. But considering this could be my last week of practice, Saturday can be my last game. It's just crazy when you think about everything that this game has taught you, all the memories, all the wins, all the losses, all the lessons. I'm just thankful to be able to have this last opportunity to suit up especially for Navy and especially in a game like this. There's no better way to go out, if you ask me. So I'm just grateful and thankful and looking forward to making the most of the opportunity.
You've talked about how you have to control the controllables. How have you been able to temper your emotions going into this game?
Yeah, you just can't let your highs get too high. You can't let your lows get too low. The emotions are going to be high. You just got to treat it, even though it's a special game, you got to treat it like any other game. You don't want to do anything out of your routine on Saturday, whether it's the night before the game or when you wake up or when you warm up. Like, you just got to keep everything the same. If you don't go out early on the field to warm up, then don't go out early Saturday. Don't change anything just because it's an Army-Navy game. You got to stick to your routine, stick to your rituals. And just at the end of the day, it's football, you know. The intensity might be a little bit higher, but it's football. You've been doing it all season. So you just got to make sure you keep everything the same going into the game and then on game day.
Were you ever concerned, early on in the COVID thing that this game wouldn't be played? Did that ever enter your mind?
So if there was one game that I knew was going to be played, it was going to be Army-Navy. Whether that was going to be the only game of the college football season, the only game of the Navy football season, there was never a doubt in my mind that this game would get played. So that's the one thing I always had to look forward to, is that we'll be playing Army-Navy regardless.
Has the preparation for this game been any different on there in Annapolis? I know that you guys have a bunch of things that lead up to the game.
Mm-hmm.
What is it like this year, or what will it be like this week?
We had to get ready for Memphis, and we had to get ready for Tulsa, of course. So we missed out on 2 weeks of preparation. That's just even more emphasis on what it's going to mean this week for the game against West Point. Like, we just have to be locked in every day at practice, Monday through Thursday. And we got to emphasize that, especially the seniors who've played in the game. We got to talk to the younger guys. There's no joking on the side, even if you're not in. Like, if you're not in, mental reps, because if your eyes are wrong for a split second, it can be a touchdown, and that can be the game. Like last year's margin was huge, but it's typically not like that. We know that on defense, we can't give up a touchdown. We don't want to give up a field goal, because that can be the difference in the game. So just here in Annapolis, we're focusing on mentally being prepared, physically being prepared, just the typical preparation going into an Army week.
I just wanted to know, what's the vibe around the group? It's been a frustrating couple games within a frustrating season, but like you said, winning this game kind of heals all. Is it just the fact that it's Army week and that's able to kind of move out all those kind of bad feelings from the last couple of weeks? How do you guys get there and
Right.
put all that other stuff out of your mind?
Yeah, I definitely agree. The loss to Memphis was tough. The loss to Tulsa was tough. As a competitor, you never like losing games, but knowing what we have on the line this week, you kind of have to push it aside. Not saying that we're okay with losing those games, but we know what a win on Saturday will do for us as a team, as a program, just as players, as a school, as an academy. Like I said, everybody's watching this game. People are going to be watching it from their ships. People are going to be watching it that's deployed. You got retired admirals, captains, whatever it might be. Everybody's tuned into this game. So we understand the magnitude. And being a part of the locker room last year when we beat Army, that feeling that I have is the best feeling that I've had here at the academy, other than when I passed my 400-meter swim test. Beating Army is easily the best feeling that you can have here at the academy. And so replicating that on Saturday will make everything, and I mean everything, that we've gone through over the past 4, 5, 6 months, whatever it is, worth it. And we understand that.
Cam, the defense has really stepped up here the last few weeks. You feel good about what you're going to put out there on the field Saturday?
Oh, most definitely. I trust Coach Newberry. As you saw last year, he drew up a great game plan to limit Army's offense. I think they had less than 150 rushing yards or something like that. And so I know he's going to come with a great game plan. We just have to execute it well. We have to practice well, study, film on our end, and do everything that we have to do on our end, because I know our coaches are going to put us in the best position to succeed. And then just watching the way we played these last couple of weeks as a unit, I think we're finally getting over that hump. And I think we're training in the right direction again. So I'm looking forward to getting out there Saturday and watching us fly around.